This is teacher Tina, and today we'll continue our topic fractions. All right, we're not done yet with fractions, but I think this is our last lesson with fractions. So last time we discussed about adding fractions, right? Adding a whole number, fraction, mixed number, proper. Okay, this time we're going to deal with subtraction. Okay, subtracting mixed numbers, subtracting fraction from a mixed number, subtracting mixed number from a whole, and subtracting fraction from a whole number. Okay, are you confused? Okay, don't be, because we're still starting with our lesson. Okay, anyway, before this class ends, you'll be able to know all of this. Okay, so let's proceed. The keywords: add, that means to put together. To calculate their total value, we use the symbol plus for addition. And the answer is called sum. That's 9 in here. Okay, subtract, take away from another to calculate the difference. I've been saying this since our previous lessons, but anyway, I have to repeat this again and again for you to remember and not forget. Okay, to subtract, we use the symbol minus. Okay, that means to take away from another. So 5 minus 4 equals 1. And 1 in here is called the difference. Okay, the answer for subtraction is difference. And the lowest term, of course, simplest form of fraction. Okay, we will know if a fraction is already in lowest term if we cannot divide any further. All right. Now, I want to review you also with the skills that you have to have in adding and subtracting fractions. Okay, if you have these skills, then adding and subtracting fractions, mixed numbers, whole numbers and fraction, improper and improper would be so much easy. Okay, first skill is make like fractions from unlike fractions. Okay, of course, when dealing with unlike fractions, you have to convert it. I mean, you have to make like fractions from the given unlike fractions. Okay, you can use the methods that I taught you. Actually, there are 3, but in here I only wrote 2 because the other one is not really that useful, except if the smaller denominator is a factor of the other denominator. Okay, you can use finding the LCD first, so you can find you can make new like fractions, or you can use the easy method, which is the cross multiplication. By that, you can get the answer right away without finding the LCD. Okay. The second skill you have to have, is change an improper fraction into a mixed number. Okay, and the third one is the other way around, change a mixed number into an improper fraction, and the last one is simplify a fraction or to reduce a fraction to its lowest term. Okay, so I hope, since this is already our 4th lesson, I think, yeah, 4th lesson for fraction, should be easier for you because we've been discussing all of this from our previous lessons. All right, so let's proceed. Now, here are the key points that we can use in adding and subtracting fractions. When we're dealing with unlike fractions, find the LCD. Okay, to find the LCD, you have to get their multiples. The multiples of 3, let's say 3 and 5. Let's start with 5. It's 5, 10, 15, 20, right? Now for 3, we have 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. Okay, you see there we have already common multiples. It's 15. So our new denominator should be 15. So now that we got 15 as the new denominator, okay, let's try. What factor are you going to multiply to 3 to get 15? It's 5, right? 3 times 5 equals 15. Now to get the numerator, we use the same factor. 5 times 2, okay, because it's 5 here. Now multiply with the numerator here, so 5 times 2 equals 10. Now we got the first fraction, 5/10. How about the second one? 5 times what? Factor to get 15. 5 times 3. Now we multiply this to the numerator. 1 times 3 is 3. Now we have our new fractions. Now you see we have denominator 15 because they are not like fractions. So 15, copy 15, 10 minus 3 equals 7. So there we get the answer. So that's how we use finding the LCD. But I don't usually recommend this because it's a little bit waste of time because it takes more time in finding and in making new fractions. So I prefer the second point, the easy way, which is the cross multiplication, because you don't have to find the LCD like here. We just do cross multiplication. This is just a review, so you will be refreshed. Remember, you will be refreshed. Okay, to find the denominator, 5 times 3 equals 15, right? Now 2 times 5 equals 10. And then since this is minus here, so minus 1 times 3 equals 3. So the answer is 10 minus 3 equals 7. Denominator is 15. See, we got the same answer, 7/15, right? Now, the third key point that I want you to think is change mixed number to improper fraction first, okay? When adding and subtracting fractions, especially if there is a mixed number, of course, if there's a mixed number, you can change the mixed number first to improper fraction like this one. There is a mixed number in here. Let's change this into improper first, like 3. How are you going to change this? 3 times 2 is 6. 6 plus 2. Okay, 3 times 2 is 6. 6 plus 2 is 8. Denominator is 3. Then that is our improper fraction. Now that we got that, we're not going to use this given fraction anymore, given mixed number. So we'll use this new improper fraction in subtraction. Now that we got that, then let's either use LCD, but as I've said, it's time consuming, so we can just use the cross multiplication or the easy method. So in here, denominator is 3 times 5 equals 15. Right? Now 8 times 5 equals 40 minus 3 times 1 is 3. Okay, so let's see. 40 minus 3 is 37. Denominator is 15. Okay, since this is an improper fraction, we have to convert it again to a mixed fraction. So, mixed number. So, let's see, 37 divided by 15 equals, if you do it, if you divide it like this here, okay, actually you can divide mentally, but for those who cannot do it yet, I'm going to assist you in this. So 37 divided by 15. How many 15s are there in 37? 2 15s is 30. 3 15s is 45. So it's too much. So it's just 2. 2 times 15 is 30. 27 divided by 30 is 7. So the answer is 2, remainder 7. Now our new answer here is 2. That's our whole number. And then the remainder 7 will be the numerator. And then copy the denominator 15. So that's it. That's our answer. Final answer. 2 and 7/15. That is the first one. Converting mixed fraction to improper fraction. Mixed number to improper fraction. Or you can go directly, answering directly without changing mixed numbers to improper. But this is not applicable in all circumstances. But anyway, you will not understand it yet now, but we will discuss this one further later, so you will know why we cannot use this in all times. This number 4 is, we can, okay, this is the same fraction as we have a while ago. Um, in here, we're going to find the answer without converting or without changing the mixed number to improper. Okay, we will separate the whole number from the fractions. Okay, this method is the other method that I told you a while ago, in a previous lesson, I mean. So we separate the whole number 2 and then the fraction. We'll deal with fraction now. Now let's use the easy method, the cross multiplication. Okay, since these are just small numbers. Okay, for denominator, we copy 15, right? 5 times 3 is 15. Now 2 times 5 is 10 minus 1 times 3 is 3. So the answer is 2. 10 minus 3 is 7. Denominator 15. You see, we got the same answer from what we had a while ago. 2 7/15. So that's the answer. So which one do you think is easier? Is it this one or this one? Changing mixed number to improper and then subtract, or subtract right away? Actually, number 4 is easier and faster, but we cannot do this every time. It depends on the given fractions. Okay, you will understand that one later. Okay, now let's try subtracting fraction from a mixed number. Okay. So as I've said, when we have a mixed number, we can either convert it into an improper fraction, or let's separate the whole number from the fractions. Okay, let's try the fourth one that we have here. Okay, we will not convert the mixed number to improper. Let's proceed to subtraction right away. Okay, let's just separate the whole number. So since 4 is the whole number here, so let's separate 4. There's no whole number here, so there's nothing to subtract from 4. 4 and 4. The denominator, you see, both of them are 5, so they are like fractions. So we just copy 5 because they are like fractions. And now minus 3 minus 1 equals 2. Now that's the answer. Easy, right? As I told you, when dealing with like fractions, it's so much easy. Okay, as long as you know what to do. Okay, it's so much easy. It's a little bit more tricky if you're dealing with unlike fractions, because you still have to find the LCD, or you have to do different methods to find the answer. Unlike the like fractions, you can just minus or add right away because their denominators are equal. So let's have another example here. You see, they're still, again, they are like fractions. So let's see if we can use the same method. Let's separate 2. Now 2, and then denominator is 7. 1 minus 2. Now here is the problem. 1 minus 2. Can we minus 1? Can we minus 2 from 1? Can we subtract? We cannot do that. So that means in this case, you have to convert this mixed number into an improper fraction. Did you get my point? In this situation where the given numerator is smaller than the other one, you cannot subtract it because it's smaller. So you have to convert. Okay, let's see. So since we cannot do the method 4, we cannot use this. So let's try changing mixed number to improper fraction. Okay, let's see. 7 times 2 is 14. 14 plus 1 is 15. So we got the numerator 15 and copy the denominator 7. Minus 2, 7. Okay, now here is our new fraction. We're not going to use this anymore. Okay, because we already converted this into a an improper fraction. Now 15 over 7 is our new fraction, minus 2, 7. Now it will be easier for us not to minus because there's no whole numbers and we got uh, like fractions here. So denominator, just copy the 7 as the denominator, and then 15 minus 2 is 13. Right? Now that we got 13 over 7, or 13 sevenths, then that is improper. We cannot stop there. As our answer, we need to convert it again into a mixed number. How many sevens are there in 13? Or 13 divided by 7. 13 divided by 7. 2 sevens is 14. So we cannot have 2 sevens because the numerator is only 13. So there's only one, there's only one 7. Okay, there should only one 7. And the numerator is, okay, the numerator is 6. Copy the denominator 7. Okay, are you confused? Where did I get 6? Okay, 13 divided by 7. 7 times 1 is 7. 7 times 2 is 14. So cannot have 2 here. So there's just 1. 7 times 1 equals 7. 13 minus 7 equals 6. Okay, so 1 remainder 6. So that's where I get the 1 as a whole number. And 6 is the remainder. Okay, I've been saying this again and again and again for you to not forget and for you to put in mind, okay, how I do the process. Okay, that's the concept of adding and subtracting fractions with similar denominators, or mixed fraction and fraction. Okay, let's try another one. Okay, this one is a little bit tricky because we'll have to deal with unlike fractions here. Okay, so what do you want? Are we going to convert this into uh, improper fraction, or we'll proceed with the subtraction right away? Okay, let's try subtracting right away because it's the easier one. So let's see. Separate the 3. Now let's cross multiply. Okay, the denominator is 2 times 3 equals 6. Now 4 times 3 equals 12. Now minus, because we're subtracting, 2 times 2 equals 4. Now let's do the math. Copy the whole number. 12 minus 4 equals 8. Denominator 6. Now, is that our final answer? Not yet. Why? Because 8, 6 is not in lowest term, and it's also an improper fraction. So we can either make it into a proper fraction, mixed number, or convert it. Okay, let's better make this into reduce to the lowest term. Okay, what are you going to divide to 6 that is also divisible to 8? Okay, they're both even numbers, so we can divide them with 2. So 8 divided by 2 is 4. 6 divided by 2 is 3. Now, they are in lowest term, but it's an improper fraction. Okay, again, don't forget to copy the 3 here. Okay, now let's convert this into a mixed number. Okay, 4/3. How many threes are there in 4? There is only one 3 in 4. And then remainder 1, copy the denominator 3. Okay, again, 4 divided by 3 is 1. Remainder 1, copy the denominator 3. Okay, again, don't forget the whole number 3 here. And since we have the new whole number, then let's add them up together. So see, 3 plus 1 equals 4. Now, the fraction 1/3 over here. So that's the answer. Easy, right? As long as you know what to do, you know the concept of dealing with fraction and mixed numbers, whatever method you use, whatever way you use, as long as you do it right, then you got the same correct answer. Okay, let's try subtracting both mixed numbers. Okay, now here we have both mixed numbers. Okay, let's try separating the whole numbers from the fraction. 5 minus 3 equals 2. Okay, now let's deal with the fractions. Now we're done. We're done with the whole numbers, fractions. As you can see, it's the denominators are equal, so we're just going to copy 10 because they are like fractions, right? Now 9 minus 2 equals 7. Now that's the answer. Easy, right? Okay, let's try another example. Okay, again, let's separate the whole number. 4 minus 3 equals 1. Now let's deal with the fractions. Denominators are again the same, so they are like fractions. We'll just copy the like fractions. Copy the denominator of like fractions. Now 5 minus 7. Oops, that's where the problem comes. 5 minus 7 cannot be because 5 is smaller than 7. We cannot minus 7 from 5. So that means we cannot use this method. That's what I'm talking about. When we started, we cannot use this method in all, we cannot use this method every time because situations like this, that method is not applicable. So since in this case we cannot use that, so we'll erase this all and do another method. That is to change this mixed number to improper fraction. So let's convert this into improper fraction and so with this one. Okay? Now 8 times 4 is 32. 32 plus 5 is 37. So let's have here 37. Denominator is 8. Okay, so cross out this mixed number. Now, let's have the other one. 8 times 3 is 24. 24 plus 7 is 31. So 31, denominator is 8. Okay, now we're not going to use these mixed numbers anymore. Now that we got this improper fractions, let's proceed with the subtraction. You see, these are like fractions, so we just copy 8. Now 37 minus 31 is 6, right? Okay, now that we got this, is that our final answer? Alright, not yet. It's a proper fraction, but as you can see, it's not yet in the lowest term. We can still divide this into 2, right? We can use the factor 2 to get our final answer here. So 6 divided by 2 equals 3. And 8 divided by 2 is 4. So our final answer is 3/4. That means 4 and 5/8 minus 3 and 7/8 equals 3/4. Okay, that's our final answer. Easy, yeah? All right, now let's try another example. Are you confused? Don't be confused. Okay, let's try this one. Okay, as I've said, let's try the easier method first, and then if it's not applicable, and then we'll do the other one. Okay, so let's try with subtracting separately the whole number and the fraction. So let's try 7 minus 3 here. 7 minus 3 equals 4. Now, since our denominators are not the same, so they are unlike fractions now, let's try the easier method, which is the cross multiplication. 5 times 3 equals 15 as our denominator. Now, 4, as I've said, always start with the fraction on the left. Okay? 4 times 3 equals 12 minus 5 times 1 equals 5. Now let's see 4 as a whole number. Denominator is 15. Now 12 minus 5 is 7. So that's it. Our answer is 4 and 7/15. Okay? So there are times when we cannot do cross multiplication, because especially if the given numerator on the left side is smaller than the numerator on the right side. So that's the time where we have to convert the mixed number to improper fraction. All right. Now let's have another example, subtracting both mixed numbers. So let's try 8 minus 2 is 6. Now that we're done with the whole number, let's proceed with the fraction. Okay, 10 times 4 is 40. Now let's start with 7 times 4 is 28. Minus 1 times 10 is 10. Now the answer is 6, and copy the denominator. 4. 28 minus 10 is 18. Is that our final answer? Not yet, because we can still divide this into 2, right? Even numbers can be divided into 2. So copy the whole number 6, and then 18 divided by 2 is 9. 40 divided by 2 is 20. Okay, so that is our final answer. Easy, right? Just separately do the subtracting the whole number and then proceed with the fractions. If you cannot cross multiply the fractions and then convert to improper fraction. All right, subtracting both numbers again. Let's try this one. 3 minus 2 is 1. Now let's proceed with the denominator. 10 times 5 is 50. 3 times 5 for numerators. 3 times 5 is 15. Minus 4 times 10 is 40. Whoops. Okay, what have you noticed here? Can we minus 15? Minus 40, can we do that? Can we subtract 40 from 15? No, we cannot subtract 40 from 15 because 40 is greater. So what are we going to do? Then we'll try the other method. Let's erase all of this since we cannot use this as the method. Now let's try converting this to an improper fraction. Okay, 3 times 10 is 30. 30 plus 3 equals 33. So 33 tenths. Okay, 33 tenths. Okay. Now 5 times 2 is 10. 10 plus 4 is 14. Denominator is 5. Okay. Now that we got our new improper fractions, now let's try subtracting. But you see they are unlike fractions, so we need to do cross multiplication. Alright? So for the denominator, 10 times 5 is 50. Now 33 times 5, 33, just for you to see how we get the answer. 33 times 5 equals 5 times 3 is 15. Right, 5 carry 1. 5 times 3 is 15 again. Plus 1 equals 16. So it's 165. Okay, minus 10 times 14. Any number you multiply to 10, you got the same digits, just add 1 0. Okay, so since this is 14, you just add 1 0 because 10 is 1 0. Let's see if our answer is correct. Okay, for those who are confused, you see why we got 140 there. Okay, since this is 0, you put down the 0 right away. 1 times 4 is 4. 1 times 1 is 1. See, we got the same answer. So let's see how much do we get. Okay, let's erase here because we don't have enough space. Okay, 165 minus 140 equals 25. Now copy the denominator, 50. Is that our final answer? Not yet. You see, 25 is half of 50, right? So 25 divided by 25. So 50 divided by 25. Okay, let's see how much we get. 25 divided by 25 is 1. 50 divided by 25 is 2. So our final answer is 1/2. That means 3 and 3/10 minus 2 and 4/5 is equal to 1/2. All right. Easy, right? Okay, now let's try subtracting fractions from a whole number. Okay, when you subtract a fraction from a whole number, remember the whole number's denominator is always 1. Okay, now that we got the 1 as a denominator, now we can now proceed with the same process that we're doing, cross multiplication, finding the LCD, or one more. Okay, the easiest one is cross multiplication. So 3 times 1 equals 3. And then 3 times 5 is 15. 15 minus 2 times 1 is 2. So denominator is 3. 15 minus 2 is 13. Now we have to convert this into a mixed number because it's an improper fraction, right? How many 3's are there in 13? 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. 5 is 15 already, so it's just 4. 4 3's are just 12, and we have here 13, so remainder 1. Copy the denominator 3. So the answer is 4 and 1/3. You see, right? Okay, if you use the other method where you multiply this, you make a new fraction to make unlike fractions. You multiply this to 3, you multiply this to 3, so you get the same 15 minus 2. Okay, so same answer. But anyway, whatever method you use, as long as you do it right, then you got the same correct answer. Now let's try another example. Remember, the whole number's denominator is always 1. Now let's try 5 times 1 equals 5. That's the denominator. Now 4 times 5 is 20 minus 4 times 1 is 4. So 20 minus 4 is 16 over 5. Now let's convert this into a mixed number because it's still an improper fraction. So how many 5 are there in 16? 5, 10, 15, 20. 4 is already 20, so we'll just there's just 3 5s. 3 5s is 15. And this is 16 here, so remainder 1. Now copy the denominator 5. Okay, so that's it. 16 divided by 5 is 3, remainder 1. That is where we get 3 and 1. Now here we're going to subtract a mixed number from a whole number. Okay, this is a whole number and a mixed number. You see, a mixed number has a whole number, right? So that means you minus the whole numbers first. You subtract them separately. So 10 minus 5 equals 5. Now just copy the fraction to third. That's it. Very easy. Okay, let's try another one. 7 is a whole number, 2 is a whole number, so 7 minus 2 is 5. Now just copy the fraction. 5, 7, 10. And that's it. Okay, dealing with whole numbers with fractions is so much easy. Okay, so that's all for today. I hope to see you again next time. Don't forget everything that we have discussed because you will be using this even in your higher grades. Okay, so if you forgot this right now, then it will be difficult for you when you go to higher grades. Okay, so don't forget. And if you need more clarifications, you can go back to the video and replay it. Bye. See you again next time.